We should be thankful that Germany is volunteering yet again to give us an important lesson.
Vereinten Nationen deutlich gemacht, dann können auch zivile Orte ihren Schutzstatus verlieren, weil Terroristen das missbrauchen.
And this one is that understanding the shape of something and understanding the essence of something are two completely different things. Germany understands to a minute detail what was the political, economic, and social context that led to the genocide that it perpetrated during the Second World War. It understands the minutiae of the processes with which it industrialized that genocide, something that it carried out with the silent acquiescence of the vast majority of its population. And they are sorry for it, but they don't seem to understand that process and form and context are not the most important lessons. The most important lesson is that no one, no matter how objectionable you find them, should go through the same process ever. That there is no excuse to inflict that on anyone, no matter how objectionable you find them. It's not a question of we shouldn't be doing this thing in this way to this people. It's the truth that we shouldn't be doing it at all to anyone. And if you look at it this way, you start understanding why it took until 1982 for Roma and Sinti victims of the Holocaust to be recognized. Why it took until the 1980s for disabled victims of the Holocaust to be recognized. Why it took until 2002 for gay victims of the Holocaust to start being recognized. Of why it took until 2021 for the Herero people to have an apology and a paltry compensation promised to them by the German government. Why the Alternative for Deutschland, the far-right party in Germany, manages to, at the same time, support Israel and advocate for policies that mean to expel not only immigrants from Germany, but the descendants of immigrants that were born in Germany. You start to understand why there are not a lot of monuments celebrating the victims of the Bengal famine in Britain. Why the first memorial for the victims of enslaved people trafficking in the UK is only going to be ready in 2026. Why only in 2022 did the Dutch government start to recognize the extreme violence that they perpetrated in Indonesia. And why the families of the soldiers who were jailed for refusing to fight in this war, were jailed because of it, are now clamoring for these condemnations to be vacated. What's happening in Germany is common to other colonial powers. It took them a ton of time to understand that those people were actually people. And condemning the essence of what they did would be condemning themselves. So don't be fooled by the bullet-ridden walls of the Neues Museum. It's just form. It's not content.